Thank you for joining with me for the meditation of Lesson 183. I call upon God's name and on my own. If you'd like to close your eyes, I will go ahead and read the technique for this meditation. First, you'll select a name of God to use. The workbook does not dictate which name you should use for God. It can be any word that signifies God to you, but it should be a single word, preferably a short word, of 1 or 2 syllables. It should have a maximum personal meaning to you, maximum ability to evoke your desire and love for God. You may want to ask within for guidance on what word to choose. Now we will begin the meditation. Sit comfortably, close your eyes. The meditation consists in repeating the name you chose slowly and intentionally over and over. You can repeat it constantly or regularly every several seconds in your mind. Synchronize it with your breath if you like, or irregularly whenever you feel moved to. The workbook is silent on these issues and generally considers such matters unimportant. You should focus only on repeating the name. Draw your attention in from everything else and put all your attention and desire on the name. Practice but this today. Repeat God's name slowly, again and still again. Become oblivious to every name but His. Hear nothing else. Let all your thoughts become anchored on this. No other word we use except at the beginning when we say today's idea but once, and then God's name becomes our only thought, our only word, the only thing that occupies our minds, the only wish we have, the only sound with any meaning, and the only name of everything that we desire to see, of everything that we would call our own. So repeat the name as a call for everything real and desirable. Don't say God's name just as a word. Speak it directly to God as communication to you from Him. Expect Him to hear and respond. Thus do we give an invitation which can never be refused, and God will come and answer it Himself. So repeat the name as a call which calls out for a response from God. And if your mind wanders, draw your mind back from wandering using this name for God. Repeat this name. This wandering will be a regular occurrence, so don't be distressed by it. Expect it. Simply be ready to respond by repeating the name and so dispelling the extraneous thought. Do this as often as you need to. Sit silently and let His name become the all-encompassing idea that holds your mind completely. Let all thoughts be still except this one, and to all other thoughts respond with this, and see God's name replace the 1,000 little names you gave your thoughts, not realizing that there is one name for all there is, and all that there will be. I will go ahead and read an induction process by Robert Perry. I have found the following instructions useful for beginning the meditation. They are a way of turning the name into a full and heartfelt call. Since they only take a few minutes, they are just there to get you started on the right foot. So at the beginning, repeat God's name 2 or 3 times as a way of addressing Him directly. Treat Him as a real person. Expect Him to hear. And now repeat God's name as an act of calling on Him, calling Him to come to you and reveal Himself to you in direct experience. And now repeat the name as a way of calling on the awareness of your true identity. By calling on God, you also call on your true self, for they are one. Now repeat the name as a way of calling on all of reality, including the reality of your brothers, for everything real is part of God. And now repeat God's name as a prayer that asks for everything you truly want, a prayer that contains all possible prayers. Say it as the prayer of your heart. And now repeat His name in love as a dart of longing love. Now let all these meanings blend together into one, so that by speaking this one word, you are calling on everything real and everything you truly want. As you continue the meditation, continue repeating His name in this spirit. And whenever your mind wanders to something besides His name, repeat the name gently as a way of drawing your mind back to focus. Repeat it as an affirmation that God's name represents everything, while the thing you were thinking about is really nothing. I call upon God's name and on my own. Thank you for joining with me in Lesson 183. I call upon God's name and on my own.